Hey, I was on mute. Hi, I am streaming live. I'm saying this because this will be on YouTube later as a VOD. But I want to play some Unicorn Overlord, which has little to do with unicorns, but has something to do with overlords. And it is a really, as you can see, I put 17 hours in. And this actually doesn't include, you can see at the end there, 17 hours. Doesn't include the demo, which is like an 8-hour demo. Maybe the longest demo I've ever played. That really gives you an idea of what the game is. And so add that 8 hours onto the 17 hours there, and that is approximately how much I put into this game. And it's about, from what I've read, 40 to 50 hour game. Though I think if you do all the side quests, it's like 100 hours. Yes, so this is a strategy or tactical RPG. It is from the brilliant minds at Atlus, or sorry, at Vanillaware, published by Atlus, and who you may know Vanillaware from their more recent game, 13 Sentinels, and not to mention many others. But this is something that is, this game is kind of tough to explain, which is why it's probably a good game to showcase here, so you understand what the hell's going on. So, again, I'm about 25 hours into this. This is the whole map, and basically, just overall, I am slowly taking over all of the land as the rebels fighting against the evil forces. And you see the green here. I got all this. I also have most of Drakenhold, which happens to be mostly a desert, so it looks brown. But I got most of this as well. And yeah, to answer your question, yes, I'm doing, so far I've done all the side missions. So, I don't know, it could be 100 hours, though I'm looking at this now. I've got about half the map. I could probably finish this in about 60 hours. I'm not sure if I'll continue doing the side quests. The reason why I keep doing side quests is because I want to make sure I'm powered enough for the main missions, which can be hard if you are underpowered, underleveled. So, Mellowfire says, not my cup of tea, have a nice day. You don't even know yet. You haven't seen the game. This is, so, little backstory. I did not used to enjoy tactical RPGs, or really RPGs generally. Hello, Howard, on the YouTube chat. So I got YouTube and Twitch going just so people understand. I may be talking to various individuals in either chats. Howard says, think of it like Ogre Battle. Sure, if you know what that is. I'm gonna guess a lot of people. I never played Ogre Battle. I heard of the comparisons. I never played it, so that didn't really help me. But this, in terms of modern day, there is very little like Unicorn Overlord. So essentially, you know, the battles I'll maybe explain more when we get to them. Let me find out the next mission I want to get to here. So let's see. I forget if I did this. So these sigil trials are not, they don't progress you into the story, so I don't really want to do that right now. I want to find the next main mission. So if I keep going down this way toward the main mission here, then I will find myself somewhere where I will progress the story. So this is not a battle, but these individuals occasionally pop up, and you can eliminate them. So I guess God, this there's so much to this game that I'm having a hard time knowing where to start with it. So there are battles, as you kind of just saw. That wasn't really a battle. You'll see a real battle, but these are each of my little units here. And so far, I can fill up 4 of the 6 spaces. As you progress through the game, you get to unlock more spaces. It started with just, I believe, just 2 each. And then you expand to 3, expand to 4. So I have several of my individuals here set up. And there's all different kinds of types of characters that work well with other characters. So you see here I have a sniper, a hunter, paladin, great knight. You see the 4 listed there beside their names. And all of the prep for the battles is done beforehand, which kind of goes without saying with the word prep. but the way you are successful in the battle is you aren't choosing your actions as you're playing. You are more or less deciding beforehand what the actions are going to be depending on the circumstances. And you, based on that and based on your level and equipment, may or may not be successful in the battle. So let me do this one here. So enemy level 18 will deploy to this stage. It'll give you a better idea of how these battles work. And as you complete each of these battles, you progress the story and you open up the map and you control the map. And when you control the portion of the map, there's a lot more to do. You could then, pick up resources, send deliveries to towns that then expand the towns and your ability to buy more equipment and items and expand your roster, add to your units. But this is where I start as the blue flag here. That is my command post. And I want to capture theirs. So this is going to be a nice simple battle. Some of them are much bigger, some of them are smaller. I haven't really... The longest battle I've been in is probably 30 minutes, but they're typically around 5-10 minutes. This one will likely go quick because it is so close. But you will see. So, and as you see there, all those characters are moving. I could hit X to kind of pause the game, figure out what my move is going to be. I want to deploy one of my units here. I usually start with Joseph's unit since it is my strongest one. Or at least tends to be, depending on who I'm... maybe not today. But here, see? So this archer I can nail down. And, God, there is so many... There's so much to this that I haven't even touched on yet. To give you an idea. So let's just take a look at this character, Clive. You see his equipment there listed. You can see his stats. You see his action points. So each action takes one of those points away. Then there are passive points. That's the blue points there. And those are his actions. So if any of you have played Final Fantasy XII, these are similar to gambits, where you sort of, before a battle, you pick how your character is going to act depending on the conditions. So this character, Clive, his first action is going to be a pile thrust. And then his second action will be, will work on a full column, will be the wild rush. And then there are certain conditions. So if the target, if someone in the party has less than 100% HP, then this character will then prioritize giving that character aid to ensure they, don't lose all their health. So there's different conditions depending, and you could settle this stuff. So I could go in there and change all that. I tend to stay with the default, so you can actually go in. If you don't want to mess with this too much, you can just kind of click into it and hit start there to optimize, and it just changed a bunch there since he probably leveled last time I did this. But you could optimize it, and then based on what that character may best do in that scenario or in any scenario, it will optimize it. Now this may not be the perfect situation for all battles, but the way I'm seeing optimize it generally works for most situations. But you can go in there. I could go in here and say, hey, pile thrust only on the condition of, all of this stuff. Like, it is, if you want to go super deep, you can. And I totally get the people that want to do that. I don't want to. The game is enjoyable enough, allowing this to sort of, for me, hide in the background as I'm figuring out the tactics of which units to deploy, who to go after, where to defend, what, some battlefields may have various items you could utilize within that battle to progress. For example, I forget what it's called now, but those catapult. So like some battlefields have a catapult. You can then go on the catapult, launch rocks. It's, I'm throwing a lot of you at once. The thing is, when you first start this game, though, it slowly rolls out all of these things. So when you first start, it doesn't just inundate you with everything. It allows you to sort of digest each piece as the game progresses. And that's why the demo, I think, is 8 hours long. Like this game, if you want to play it, the demo's on every platform. So you can go check out the demo. Again, 8 hours to get to the end of it. For me, it was anyways. And that gives you an idea of how the game works. And 8 hours is perfect because it really gives you a large understanding of how all the systems operate and does it in a way that you can easily digest it. All right, so I want this guy going there. Let me see. My second best unit tends to be Elaine, who's the main character.
The day will be ours.
I will. So typically, you know what somebody who's intelligent would do is they would look at what this unit is and see what best unit they have to combat it. I typically just go, hey, these are my two highest units, highest leveled units. I'm going to use these two first.
The path is set.
I also typically, since I've been burned before, I typically have somebody sitting here, because if they capture your base without you noticing, then it's all over. So I typically have somebody sitting here, usually Bruno's unit, since he sort of mid-leveled. Like, I'm not wasting him by sitting him here, but he's not going to die if he gets approached. So, and then I can hit circle and see how this progresses. So these two will get into a battle. Now, I'm going to show you how a battle works, or how it showcases, I guess. Because, again, all the actions are already picked. I'm not doing anything from this point on. It shows that I'm going to win this battle. See, the damage leads to his skull for the other side. So I'm going to win this. We can go in there. And before I even go in and watch the battle, if I choose to watch it, because you don't have to watch it, I could just skip the battle, but I'm going to show you a battle. But say, you know, the outcome doesn't look so good. You could actually go in and organize, move your characters around, and that may change the scenario depending on who you're up against and how they're structured. So I think I may lose less damage in that case. 10 damage compared to, where was it? 36. So there we go. If I stick my guard there in front of the thief, Travis, does a little better. I typically like to have this guy back here, though. Nope, not today. See, if I had that, he would not die. So go back, swap him back here. There you go. I'm happy with 10 damage. That's fine. I could do that. So we can watch the battle. Now again, I am doing nothing right now. This is the battle taking place. And I now typically skip all of these. Unless there is a character, like a boss character at the end of a match that I want to see what they're saying. I want to see the dialogue. Then I'll watch the battle because there'll be dialogue there. But apart from that, I tend to skip these, since there's no reason to watch them. They look nice. You know, you can see what each character's doing and maybe where you went wrong if someone lost health in a way that you didn't expect them to. But these go pretty quick, generally under a minute. And it gives you an idea of how the battle plays out. I'm actually curious if, you know, if anyone gets this far into the game and still watches these, because once you get to a certain point and it tells you what's going to happen before you're even in the battle, there is really no reason to sit here and watch this. But I just want to show for, you know, the audience here. There we go. They're all down. Get some experience, get some gold. Now, it auto-pauses. I can decide where to go next. If you see at the top, you see the 0 to 10. That's how many actions you can take, in the sense that any actions that use Valor. So, deploying anybody takes Valor. I can't do that right now because I don't have enough Valor points. There are Valor skills that I could use, that if I had Valor, I could use them. But the more enemies you beat on the battlefield, the more experience for Valor you get, the more Valor you can use, And these various things are very helpful, especially in long battles where there are more overpowered enemies. So it tends to be very useful. Now, let's see this character. Let's see where we can go next. I could just go for the boss, really, or not the boss necessarily, but the command post, and just take them down.
Onward.
Unless I'm intercepted first. But
You face me.
oh, there's someone in the forest. Okay, so now I'm just going to start and show you how this battle normally goes when I'm not watching it. Since it shows right there what's going to happen. It's 3 seconds, if that. And that's the end of that enemy. So there is really no point to watch the battles, though a lot of work went into the art. The game is beautiful. It's very nice. But there's no reason to watch them.
Gaze upon the face of your demise. For the liberation.
Have you tried Frostpunk? Frostpunk 2 is coming this year. I have not, but I have heard good things.
Your command.
I watched, who was it? Skill Up on YouTube. I think his latest video talked about the new one coming out. All right, so I could go here, garrison this watchtower, which would, as you see there, assist damage would increase by 50%. And it would do various other things. I don't think I need it right now since I'm almost near the end. I think I'll just get that guy, get the command post, end this fight pretty quickly.
Come.
And if you see that 4 beside my unit there, that is the stamina that I have. Each battle takes away stamina to the point where you eventually at some point need to rest. So that also adds to the strategy of ensuring you're not overworking a single unit doing everything and you have to balance, who's doing what. But since this is a small battle, it's going to be over pretty quickly.
Your villainy
Okay.
ends here.
I'm going to lose a bunch of health here. It doesn't matter because I'm going to kill this guy and the battle's over.
A toast to strength, tempered in the cruel flames of war.
A little bit of tricorn pride for you.
And actually, I just realized. I think I had Valor already. Yeah, I did. One of the Valor skills for that unit that I should have used was increasing the experience points in a battle for the next battle. So I could have used a Valor point in that battle. I would have gained more experience from that battle. I keep forgetting to use that, and I think of all the experience I missed out on by not using those Valor points when I can. But there's a lot to juggle. I should say it sounds like there's a lot to juggle in this game, but once you get into it, it's not as complicated as it all seems, when it's hitting you in the face at once. All right. So yeah, I have about 25 hours on this. All right, there we go. See? Now I've liberated this area. I get some money, get some honors. Honors are used to both promote units within your class, or I should say individuals within a unit in your class. That then improves their points. It could also be used to expand your units. And I can go here. There we go. I can deliver all. Once I can do that, then I'll be able to board a ship to wherever this may go. There we go. I restored that town. It's a very satisfying gameplay loop. You liberate towns. Or I should say, you fight these battles, you liberate towns. You improve the towns. You improve your strategies within each unit, or how you want to position each unit, or who's going to be in each unit to complement each other for the next battle, and you upgrade your equipment, your stats, and rinse and repeat, and it's very well done. I have no one left to station a guard, which doesn't really matter. But I could hire some more units to do that. But let's see, board a ship. Let's see where this goes, or this may go. There's a little island there. Let's see. Let's board the ship. All right. So I found a couple of these islands, which clearly I'm not to a point yet where I can discover what they are. But once I do, I'll be able to go back there. David looking extra nerdy today. Thank you. I mean, that's what a tactical JRPG will do to you. There's also these various discussion points throughout the game. You can, oh, here it is. You can improve your rapport with the various characters. Elaine is the main character. I think these are just written out. There is voice acting in the game, though, but this stuff is just... The voice acting tends to just be the main missions, and side missions as well. I will say, when it comes to, like, the writing is fine, but the main driver for me is not the story. You kind of know where this is going. I mean, I don't, but you kind of do. Just overall, you are good versus evil, and you are liberating the towns from evil. I assume at some point I will liberate all of the towns and the evil will be extinguished. So that's kind of where I assume the end point is. But these moments, are an attempt to try and generate some more character for, each of these characters, to try to give some more backstory and make you care about them. It does a little bit, depending on who it is. Like, there have been moments in the game, one or two moments now, actually, where a character that I rely on in one of my units is unavailable for whatever story reason there is, and that stuff is impactful because I actually want to use those units and I can't because that person is now gone for whatever reason. I don't want to spoil anything, but there are moments like that where you're affected because it affects the gameplay. But if it didn't affect the gameplay, I'm not sure how much I would really care about these characters. But they do have personalities. Like, it's not like it's just just forgettable blank slates. They are fleshed out. It's just not as much of a draw as your typical, say, AAA RPG is. All right, and all these glowy spots can get you various items that you can then give to towns or be used for other reasons. There's bridges that occasionally you'll find, like a broken bridge in an area that you can then rebuild with enough scraps, and then find whether it's a new mission or a new item. This looks to be a new area to fight. Listen up, vermin. How does this game compare with Octopath Traveler 2? Very different. They're not even really the same. Octopath is, it's a traditional turn-based JRPG. This is just, there's really no comparison. They're just different games. The story in Octopath is probably, I haven't finished it, but it appears to be a little more fleshed out, or not even fleshed out necessarily, but more integral to the overall experience than the story here is. Like, this game, almost the entire draw for me is the battles, you know, liberating this land, discovering new areas, as opposed to what's going to happen to, you know, the main character, for example. I try to avoid these, even though I don't really need to, but they're just not necessary. They're just kind of annoying. It's like, all right, I'll fight you for 2 seconds and win. All right, so what's going on here? So Zenoira, in case you're wondering, Zenoira, they are the baddies. And the main character, it's not a spoiler because it's in the demo at the very beginning. The main character, Elaine, his mother is killed by his mother, who is the princess, is killed by the Zenoira forces. And then you kind of grow up, like, you know, time passes, like 10 years go by, and you're not playing as him. You're done. All right, another side quest. So it's another level 18. So just to give you an idea, I'm trying to eventually make it to here. I could just skip this, but I have, as far as I've seen, like some of them I'm under leveled, so I haven't done them. This is, well, this is a main quest, but level 40. Another level 40. I am obviously not doing these yet. I did that already, but those still appear after you finish the sigils. Finished all of Drakenhold. And yeah, so I will get here and I guess make my way around, or maybe finish this island and then go back up here to this level 25. But sure, let's deploy. So it shows you what the main enemy class is going to be, because it, you know, you want to have an idea of what units you may need to prepare with, or what combinations you want to have ready to go up against. Again, because I'm doing all the side missions, I feel like the levels I've reached with some of these units, I care less about the makeup of the unit as the experience and the level that my units are at are likely already going to be able to defeat whoever these enemies are, without me having to do, you know, too much micromanaging.
They just keep coming, and our arrows grow ever fewer.
And I should say that another reason for doing the side missions, apart from just gaining levels, is you often gain characters. Like, you gain people you're able to add to your units, and they themselves then often have their own benefits. Be it like I have one character who's able to activate these various sigils around that you saw on the map that I'm able to then go play. Others have other benefits, but that basically it's good to have, like, if you don't do these side missions, you can still hire a unit in that class, but I prefer to have, you know, a character that has, you know, at least some kind of backstory to them, as it also allows me to increase my levels as I'm playing this. So this battle looks a little larger than the last one. So I guess I gotta go over there and defeat them over there. All right. So another thing worth noting. See how there's a individual glowing in each unit? That is the leader of that unit, and whoever you choose to be the leader, depending on what their class is, they have different benefits. So I typically I like having someone with a horse as the leader just because they move quicker. But then there's other benefits that they don't have. So if I made, for example, where are my hammer dudes? So this one here, that girl with the big hammer, if I made her the leader, some of the battlefields have these barriers that you either, walk into 3 or 4 times to destroy, or you just hit them once with that unit as the leader and you can get through them. So there are various stage benefits like that depending on who the leader is. The griffins, they can fly over stuff. So do I not have one anymore? Am I missing one? Okay, I think I just moved some leaders around. But I have yeah, the one I think it's that one. So there's one back there. But if they were the leader, then I could fly over terrain and fly over water and stuff and not have to worry about that. But I'm going to deploy old Trusty here.
Awaiting your command.
See how these might go. Oh, I would lose that one. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I make this the ultimate goal.
Very well.
Let's also bring out Elaine, who typically tends to be the
Day will be out.
yin to the yang here.
The time is at hand. The path is set.
And then
Another step on the law until my dying breath.
wow, that's not good. I need somebody who's good against
Your decree
Griffin
may
Knight.
manifest.
Typically tends to be arrows. And this unit's really good. I'll have her sit here for now, though. All right, let's see how this unfolds.
Gaze upon the face. You face me.
And if 2 are within, as you can see here, close proximity to each other, you can flip them around, see who's better. We'll go with Elaine.
A fine bout.
He will continue on.
I'll not fail you.
How is he here? Yeah, that's fine.
I wield this lance for the people of Cornea.
I'm not very happy with what I'm seeing from this unit.
By your royal word.
Well, moving out.
You face me. Come.
Like, I've gone online to try to find the most optimized units and who to match who with who, and it's just there is so much depth to this game if you really want to get deep into it that it is overwhelming to even read about. Like once I started try to think about, okay, who should I pair this character with? When I began searching, I'm like, oh my god, this is too much. I can't. I don't even want to read about this. Is too much. And I enjoy that option is there if I was ever in that right mindset, or I should say, for the people who are super into that, you will enjoy it. But even if you're not that, even if you're like me and you just want the surface level tactical experience, there's a lot to this game for you to enjoy that you don't have to rack your brain about. Like for me, my favorite tactics game of the past, I don't know, maybe ever really, is Triangle Strategy, which came out a couple years ago. Absolutely fantastic game. And that is more of a turn-based tactics game as opposed to, this is more, I wouldn't say real time, but it's, you know, it's not grid-based. Triangle Strategy is a grid-based tactics game, so it's a little different than this. But that to me had the perfect level of sophistication to it, where it wasn't too overwhelming. This can be overwhelming if you allow it to be, but you are not forced to get into all the minutia. So luckily it's not overwhelming because of that. If it forced me to do all of that stuff, if it forced me to pick all of the individual actions of each of my individual characters, and if it forced me to have to get the right combinations, which if I was playing on a higher difficulty, I'm sure it would. But if I felt that I had to do all of that stuff deep down, then I don't think this game would be clicking with me as much as it is. But because I don't feel the need to have to go too deep into all of it, it is very much doable. Oh my god, why are you even bothering to fight if you're gonna... Oh no, never mind, you're winning.
I'll cut them all down.
So these green guys I'm not controlling at all. They're their own thing, but they're my allies.
Your villainy ends here.
Alright. Let's see if I reorganize this. If I can do better. So right now it's 192 to 56. I can go into organize. The thief, or now rogue since I upgraded him, typically is really good at avoiding damage. I may have improved a little bit. 192, 62. This guy is really good at damage generally. The hammer here. 192, 57. So from what I have gathered playing this game, it matters most who is in front, who's in back. It doesn't always appear to matter where you position them in each, though it can depend on the scenario. Let's see if I double them up here. Okay, work out. It's a little better. 203.51. Is that the best one I have? That might be. I think it is. I think we'll do that. All right. So they will continue on there. This person will likely get to them first. Make sure I can defeat them. I can.
The time is at hand.
I can defeat them easily. He will continue on to here, which is maybe a bad idea. Can I go there instead? I think the way this is structured is not proper. That might be better.
I wield this lance for the people of Cornea.
Not really. Not at all, actually. Actually, to save this guy actions, maybe I'll use him there.
By your royal word.
Onward.
Okay, just in case someone pops up behind me, which has happened before. I'll have
Let me at him.
this guy right here.
I see you don't value your life.
So I would lose this fight. I wouldn't die, but I'd rather not lose if I can reorganize myself into a better situation. Which, considering who I have here, may not be possible. Okay. I would win this, barely. That's even better. Let me try one more thing. Not at all. Okay. So like this isn't random. There's reasons why certain characters will do better in the back row, others better in the front row. Like usually the ones in the front row are better at guarding. But you know, this is the one area that I feel like they could have done maybe a little better job helping to explain, because it's gotten to the point now where there's so many classes, so many characters where I'm just like, I'm just gonna mess around per battle and then see what looks best, because to sit down and really analyze each character's class and exactly where they should be positioned depending on who it's just, again, it's a level of depth that I don't have the mental capacity to get into right now. I want to use, you know, being a dad as an excuse, but it's just like there's more things in my life right now than just this game. So for me to engulf myself into all of the in-depth strategies of each class of character in this game against other classes and how they're positioned on a grid, it's too much for me to really sit with and absorb. So I tend to instead just play around with the positioning and see where things end up. I could probably not lose that much health. There's also items. I think I forgot to re-up my items, but let me give that guy some more health. Yeah, it's better. Effect.
Well fought.
All right, so he's gonna go there. I'll be successful there, and I'll heal at the same time. And once you take over a fort, you're able to sit there and heal yourself. So that's another big reason to want to grab those as you go along to eventually, you know, get the last one there. But all right, I'll get that. They'll take down that.
I shall see it done.
I'll take down this, assuming they don't get health before I get there. And oh, have they been here the whole time and I forgot about them? Okay. Let's make this the goal then.
Loud and clear.
Gaze upon the face of your demise.
So, see that little red stream from behind me that is coming from an assist? I can add my own assist. You see there the square button? It says magical assist. I could add that on, and it may or may not help. Sometimes it makes it worse.
My strength is with you.
Yeah, it looks... it's unnecessary, but I do spend, I guess, less time defeating them. Or I could go in here to an item and protect myself from those assists. And there are... This is another... I wouldn't say this is an issue, it's just the nature of the game. There are so many items that I don't remember the names of what they... Like, I have to go in and read each one, even 20 hours in, because there's too many... Like, you know, except for, like, the healing tonic, which is obvious. But there's some, like hot crust buns, I don't know. That restores 3 stamina, there you go. Like, some of these are just impossible to remember. But there's one that helps to prevent assist attacks. I could double the XP and gold gained. There we go. Allied units will not incur assist attacks. Okay. I could add that. I don't... It's not necessary, though. Since I'm healing by 6 anyways, I'm not near death. It's I'll take the assist attack. It's fine. It's not going to really do anything to me. And I'm not... So I could use the magical assist from this little green dude here. I'm deciding not to because that also wastes one of their stamina points. So I rather they have the stamina points if I don't have to use their help. So they can keep their 4.
I've not chosen my grave.
All right, so Maybe I'll talk to them first before I garrison. No, I'll garrison first.
As you wish. Your villainy ends here.
I should be taking 20 damage. That seems unnecessary. Might be happening regardless. Okay. Whatever. 17 damage. Okay, there we go. That's an improvement.
A fine bout.
So I only got one stamina point left, which means I can only have one more battle before I have to sit there and wait and be more likely to be hurt. So I am going to garrison.
Until my dying breath.
I'll win that fight. Oops.
Hoist the banners.
All right. He'll gain health and stamina as he's doing this.
For the people of Beverly.
I'll win this battle. I'll garrison here. Actually,
May the Father smile
I could go
upon
down to this one. He needs it more.
Time is at hand. Onward.
I shall
Can I defeat
see it
you?
done.
Not really. I could buy some time though.
I advance.
They won't escape.
That's better.
Got it.
I stake my honor on this battle.
So this isn't all that great, but I still win the battle. Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Your strength fails you.
All right.
I can ill afford to fall now.
I don't know what. Okay. I should not have run in there. That was a mistake. That's a terrible idea. Okay. They
Until
should
my
not go
dying
there.
breath.
Keep them here. Actually,
I
maybe
shall
over
see it
here.
done. Your decree made manifest.
We'll never lose.
This is probably the best I can organize these. 1240. Yeah. T-Dank says, David plays games instead of watching 5-hour war of ideas. Oh my god. There's no way I'm watching that debate. There's anyone that follows me on the politics channel, which I'm sure is all of you, because why else would you be here? There's a debate with Destiny that I've seen clips online on Twitter, and he is it's fun watching him get yelled at, but the whole debate is 5 hours long. And you know, Destiny of course is defending the side of the state murdering children, so that's fun. But considering I've talked about that topic, or I shouldn't say talked about, I've been, you know, reading and of course talking about, but also just in that topic for so long, the last thing I want to do is watch a debate over it when I know, you know, what the correct side of the argument is. All right, so these are going to be some tough battles here. I wonder if I restructure this a little bit. It's a little better. That's not good at all. No. See, I tend to want to protect the archers back here since they are usually pretty vulnerable to physical attacks. Yeah, physical defense is 8 and 10. Not good. Okay, someone's got to talk to
Until my dying breath.
He won't talk. Who can talk to him? Just Elaine? Maybe once I get there, I can do it.
To me. Awaiting your command.
Yeah, okay. So I will do that.
I shall see it
And
done
this guy can garrison.
by your royal word.
Out of my way.
Finally going down. It's like 4 battles.
To forge a brighter dawn for Fevrith.
Ignorant fool.
Alright, so to give an idea here, I have 8 Valor points I could use. So you typically don't want to have too many of those available because it means you're not using them and they're very useful. So let's see here what I got. I probably got perfect. Arrow Rain 2. I got all these guys here. I can damage all of them at once. This will be very useful. I could do that again.
I'll not
Because I have so many of this. Or I could do Wild Rush, which is also useful, but I don't want to move from the spot here. So let's hit him again.
On my honor as a knight.
Another
There.
step on the path of progress.
I have reached my destination.
Now as they come to fight me, I will easily kick their asses.
Come. For the liberation.
What the hell?
Time is at hand.
Him. Talk to him.
Onward. I shall hold nothing back.
Should be a little better than that. So sometimes there's only one character who can talk to somebody. So that these don't happen often, but occasionally there's like a side quest or even a main mission where you can talk to a character in the battle who you're not controlling, and that often leads to them either joining you or something happens.
Now then.
No, those two can't talk. So I must have missed the dialogue in terms of who can talk to them.
The path is set.
Trying to think
Tell
who
me
it would
what
be
to do.
or what unit it might be. Or they may just want to escape.
Come.
Like, I feel like there should be a way to see who they want to talk to. I'm not seeing it. Okay.
I shall hold nothing back. You face me. Victory grows ever closer. Awaiting your command. The time is at hand. To me. Come then.
All right, so I should be able to knock these down one by one. Sometimes halfway through a battle, the enemy will be like, haha, we have more hidden in the trees. And then they all come out of like hiding spaces. So that may happen here since it looks like I've thinned them out pretty well before even getting halfway there. You may be like, haha, look at my archers in the waterfall. Since this is interestingly placed here. But we'll see about that. So there's someone I guess he's going back here to the command post. But it looks like I could talk to them if I knew who I could bring them to talk to.
They won't escape. Moving out.
And she's just
Tell
stopped
me what
walking
to do.
altogether. Let's get her more involved. Maybe up here.
Loud and clear.
You face me.
So I could use... One of my guys died, as you can see. I could use a revive, but I got 2 of them. I mean, I could use it and just buy more later, but I don't need to use it. It's not necessary. I wonder if I bring the thief up here. Not much changes. All right, we should be able to finish them off.
Onward.
But that's their last action. There we go. All right, so I may have had her in a unit. I think I probably did. I just didn't have it out. Okay, so they use magic melee attacks. Okay, so since they are quite far from the action, I could actually get them to just withdraw here, and then I can bring them back out over here.
What would you ask?
In fact, let's let you go there.
The time is at hand.
You go here to rest.
I've arrived. Gaze upon the face of your demise. I've not chosen my grave yet.
Okay.
Awaiting your command, as you wish.
So once they're in,
Heading off then.
Our
there
spirits
they are. I'll bring them back out over here.
As foreseen. Time to go. I will.
They won't escape.
I wield this lance for the people of
This
Cornwall.
person seems oddly powerful. It's because those 2 thieves up front. So, I'm trying to think.
Shall see it done.
What is best to use against a thief? I think it typically tends to be long range. Or a witch. That's 2 underpowered. Underpowered. There are some items you can use to sort of boost stats of your characters, but
What hit 'em? Ready.
if you don't use a character enough, you can really like miss out on being able to use them in battles, because at some point they don't increase in level and they're not useful. Maybe I'll just sit here, see what happens. Oh, they're going there anyways.
One
Okay.
for the good guys.
The time is at hand.
Come then.
Let's see. That's better.
Sure thing. Just tell me what to do. Moving out.
Right.
My blade will offer.
I shall hold nothing back.
My strength is with you. Die.
Come,
My blade will author your demise.
gaze upon the face of your demise.
I'll go with this.
What is it? I'll handle it.
I'll not fail you.
So these big dudes with the shields are very dangerous.
Very well. I am yours to command, Your Highness.
Die. Easy enough. Time to go.
Yeah, so it's just what I thought. So if somebody is very powerful physically, typically somebody who is better with magic, as this character is going to be the best one to go up against them. So
All right then.
that's why it's going to have good balance between physical attacks, magic attacks, ranged attacks, guards. Like, even if you don't want to get too deep into all the stats and minutia of it, just having a general idea of, oh, magic versus physical, that's useful. Or ranged versus magic is, I think, also usually a successful one. There's some logic to it, I guess is
You
what I'm
won't
saying.
make this mistake twice.
I'm actually getting better at this.
All right, this person is no longer useful here. I could withdraw them. That'll add a valor point that I could then use when I withdraw somebody else.
Morale soars.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Bring it back out.
The day will be ours. The time is at hand.
Actually, you should continue healing.
The path is set.
And then deploy this one that I just had.
Another step on the until my dying breath. Your decree made manifest. I'm not worried.
All right, so they'll do good here. But they might not do well against the other person here with the sword.
Is that it?
That
What would you
this guy
ask?
may do well against.
By your word.
Let's see.
I'll show you what I can do.
No, they would not do well there. Or there. So at this point, I should probably get back a little bit.
I'll handle it.
Good.
I shall see it done.
This guy's not too good either. Then again, if somebody... I keep forgetting the obvious. If someone seems a little underpowered, I could just
I'll not fail you.
use a Valor skill, since I have plenty of them. I could nail both these guys. That took a lot of health off
Waiting
both.
your command.
Easy kill on both sides.
Very well. I shall hold nothing back. For the liberation.
Time to go.
I'm going to use him now because I don't want to be left with just 2 stamina points, since it may take more than 2 battles to take down the end boss at the of this.
I'll cut them all down.
All right, so they're done. Let's take a look at this guy. Shield, bunch of big hammers, and a witch. All right. He would do well against the shield,
I'll show you what I can do.
though right now there's no health, so that's not going to be useful.
I wield this lance for the people of Cornea.
That's not good,
What
and
would you
he
ask?
likely won't do well either. Okay. All right. Not good options there.
We march.
How's he going to do? Also, would lose. I got a good mix of characters here. Let's see how they would do. They would do much better. All right, so we're going to go with her. May take a while to get there. But
Loud and clear.
start that walk. I could also just use Valor, like
Awaiting your command.
Valor skills here. Oh, not yet. All right, they will likely bring out more characters to fight, so I'm just
As you
gonna
wish.
grab whatever that is. I'll wait here.
Arrived.
What is it?
This guy should heal.
I'll handle it.
And this guy is kind of useless.
I shall see it done. By your royal word.
Let's come over here.
To me.
How shall I proceed? I've arrived.
We march. I'll not fail you.
Okay.
Awaiting your command.
Until my dying breath.
Onward. Your villainy ends here. A fine bout. The time is at
All
hand.
right, they're good. I would get destroyed here.
They won't escape.
I'm still relying on them, but let me add some health to this.
Just tell me what to do.
This should be.
We march. The path is set. Now then, we march.
All right, and since I'm right here to help, heavy swing on the boss. Probably do 2 or 3 of those.
The time is at hand.
But I also want to do increased experience earned. For the next battle.
Better keep moving.
And this would be very useful too.
Stronger than ever. The time is at hand. Onward. I've arrived.
We'll never lose.
All right, I could compare the first two. I would die here.
We'll never lose.
I wonder if I restructure this a little bit. There we go. Done.
This is nothing.
And bonus experience.
Maybe the end of this brutal war draws.
My bowstring grows tauter.
Man, it's been an hour already. See, these battles go by quick, as does this entire game. Like, the 20 or so hours I put into this have just melted away. But there you go. That was a good idea of how a typical real battle goes, followed by a little story.
Sir Athelion!
And I'm sorry for making you worry, Alina.
None of that, please. I'm just glad you're back in one piece.
As am I. As you can see, they barely even put a scratch in my armor.
Thank the heavens, yes.
Pardon me, Lady Rosalinda, but what would you have us do now?
The Liberation Army fights for justice not only for Cornea, but for all subjugated lands of Feverith. And so, we will repay the blood they've spilt in our name by joining them in their cause.
Here we go.
As you command.
I get some new units.
Grateful for the support. I assure you, such bravery will not go unrewarded. Yet I must say, a human settlement is one of the last things I was expecting to find in Elheim.
They sought refuge here when your kingdom first fell. Though, of course, we could only offer them the briefest respite before we too were overrun.
Howard says, Vanillaware wants you to know that elves have some really nice
What do
legs.
you plan to do now?
As long
The
as
designs in
there's
this
no
game are
chance for the liberation, Terras,
wonderful. Wonderfully
I too
Vanillaware
shall
for sure.
shine with it. Assuming you'll take me.
There would be no greater honor.
If I may, Sir Athelion. Once Sonoira is defeated and the war is won, will you return to this town? To me?
You've shown me greater kindness than I ever thought possible. But there is no foe more terrible than the one we face now. I won't make a promise I may not be able to keep.
Yes, of course. Know then that I'll be praying for your safety, just as I always have and just as I always will.
Thank you, Elena. And may life treat you better than I have.
Celeste says, where were you yesterday? You mean in the podcast? I was not feeling well. I'm still not, but my head's at least better. I've been sick for 3 weeks. It's just this is the life of having a child in daycare. But I was lightheaded yesterday. Another side quest completed. So once I'm at B rank right now. Once I get to A rank, I can then expand my units once again to 5 people. Which would greatly benefit me. So I still have not, I could look this up right now, probably. But I still don't know what the point of stationing a guard is. I do it every time, but I'm not even sure what it does. Like, I will station you here.
None will get through me.
I can give them a gift. Maybe I'll give you a gift. What would you like? I've given no gifts yet, I just realized. What would an elf like? You know what? I don't want to waste a gift that I could be using on somebody else who would appreciate it more. So I'm gonna look up later who I should be giving these gifts to. But I assume maybe once I do that, then I will understand the reason for stationing a guard. Maybe it gets me some items, does something else. But that appears to be the only real reason. If I can beat this guy, it'll give me some extra money. Right. And here is where you can go. So these little forts are everywhere, all over the map. Usually near a house. And this is where you can expand units. If I had enough and was at the right level, I'm still B, so it'll tell me I can't do it yet. I need to be A or above. But it also requires 200 of these honors, which I don't have. I may have enough to unlock or to utilize another unit now. but I am not sure if I want to, because I could also use those honors to promote various characters, and then they get their own benefits. See, who do I use a bit that has not been promoted? Right here, for sure.
I can always train harder.
So promoting them usually adds more action points to be able to utilize in a battle, giving you further advantages, as well as, of course, as you see there, increasing stats. And also added action. So I now get row shot, where I can attack a row of enemies. All right. It's probably also good to upgrade my Griffin Knight here.
I'm actually getting better at this.
All right, the rest I can leave for now, since they're not very high level anyways, so there's no real point just yet. And then if you wanted to, you can go in and hire, you know, other people to fill out the unit if you need somebody. But there we go. I'll collect some more things and probably jump off. But if you're still watching up to this point, or if you skip to the end to get my thoughts on this game, it is really good. I'm really enjoying it. Again, a lot of depth. If you want that, it's there. But also, if it's too overwhelming, you don't need to get into it. And, you know, as long as you're not playing on the highest difficulty, I'm playing on I think it's called Tactical, which is the normal difficulty, I believe. So I've had I think I've lost one battle. And that was because I didn't pay attention to my, what are they called? My own little base while I was fighting, and somebody took my base over. The enemy took it over as I was out fighting the enemies. So that's why I lost. If you're not aware of like who's behind you, then you could easily lose a match like that. But apart from that, you know, it's still challenging. Like I've come close to losing at certain points. Actually, that's not true. I did lose. I lost the final battle in the demo, I think once, which was it's a tough battle. But then I just restructured some of the units and was able to get through it. But again, that's on normal difficulty. You can even play on, I think there's two easier difficulties. There's one that's under normal, then there's one under that's just story, which I imagine you can't lose at all. So, you know, it's very approachable if you want it to be, and it's very tough and tactical if you want it to be. And just, you know, doing the battles, finding new characters, adding to your units, and ultimately taking over the land. The whole gameplay loop is very fun, very rewarding, and highly recommended if you're super into, or even if you aren't, maybe you haven't played a tactics game or any game like this, since this is very different even from your traditional tactics game. I say check it out. There's a demo. 8 hours. That'll give you an idea. All right. Thank you all for showing up and playing Unicorn Overlord with me. I want to get to a title screen so I can get a proper thumbnail. Because sometimes the thumbnails they choose for these videos are just not useful. Let's make sure I save. Is there a title screen? Can I get to the title screen? Here we go. Not Too Slime says, looks fun. It is fun. I hope I was able to convey that. It can be tough to convey the enjoyment of a tactics game through watching somebody play it. But it's very fun. And the fact that I've gotten 25 hours in and it has not felt like that. And I've actually put aside Persona 3 Reload, which I'm also really enjoying, but since grabbing this, I'm not sure I have played it. So, yeah. It's good. It's good. Play it. Check it out. All right, I got my title screen. Got another one. There we go. Here's the thumbnail. Unicorn Overlord. Good enough. All right. Thanks, everybody. Howard says, if I wasn't finishing up Rebirth, I'd be no-lifing this for sure. Rebirth is one that I super planned to buy on launch day, and then I got through the first 3 days of FOMO, and I was fine. I feel like once you... If you can withstand 3 days of FOMO, then you can get over it. And I still want to play Rebirth, don't get me wrong. But I knew I definitely wanted to play this. And the thought of buying Rebirth and then playing this a week later, it just didn't make sense to me. So I'm waiting for the discount on Rebirth. Just as I waited for a discount on Like a Dragon, which dropped by like almost half a month later, physically. And I don't buy a lot of physical games, but if a new physical game is out and it's already discounted, I'm going to buy it. So I also want to get into that. Lots to play. It's crazy. Plays Frostpunk. Oh, are you the same person that said that earlier? Someone else said that earlier. I think it was you. I will read about more of it. Frostpunk that's a PC game though, right? Like you need a mouse. I don't have a PC. So I have a Steam Deck where I could use a mouse, but I typically don't do that. So I don't know. There's too many games. It's hard for me to add more to my radar. Anyways, goodbye everybody. I'll maybe do more streaming next week. I missed a week or two, but hopefully back on a regular schedule. See you all. Goodbye.